Let me show you the agenda for today's session. We will start with some housekeeping tips, followed by the introduction, then learn about various aspects of the program, including program highlights, schedule, and we have some poll questions for you. Our panelists will be speaking about the curriculum. And after the presentation part, our panelists will also answer your questions during the Q&A session. For user experience, your audio, video, and chat features have been turned off. You can go to view options located on the top right of your screen and click on arrow on the drop-down menu and choose side-by-side option and choose between speaker view or gallery view. For the polls and the questions today, we'll be using a platform called Slido. You can open a new tab on your browser or using a second device and type in slido.com and enter event code UBC Cloud. Today's session is being recorded, and you'll receive an email with the recording link. So the recording will eventually be posted on the UBC Extended Learning YouTube channel. Let me introduce our speakers today. My name is Emily Wu, Program Leader at UBC Extended Learning. I'll be moderating today's session. And joining me today is my colleague Anne-Ray Vasquez, Director of Academic Services at UBC Extended Learning. Anne-Ray is involved in the development of many innovative certificate programs at UBC Extended Learning, including this Cloud and Technology Transformation Certificate and AI and Digital Media Certificate. She oversees program design, market analysis, market research, learning and curriculum design, as well as learning technology, academic cloud services, and educational media development. And Ray, would you like to say a few words about yourself?
I just want to say I'm really excited to have you all here. I look forward to hopefully seeing you in some of our courses. Everything is sort of moving very quickly in the technology space that it's currently impacting a lot of people's personal and professional lives. And I hope that you will be joining our family. We have such great courses. We have wonderful instructors here. And I will just hand it back to you, Emily.
Thank you, Ray. I'm also delighted to join today by our instructors, Ricardo Trujay, Lawrence McDaniel, and Miriam Alabadi, who are the course authors and instructors of this certificate program. So I'll start introducing Ricardo. Ricardo is a versatile entrepreneur and a passionate educator whose 20-year career intersects technology, communications, and education. He has co-founded several softwares that span digital media content distribution, marketing automation, language assessments, disaster resilience assessment, and currently immersive environments for training education. Ricardo, would you like to say a few words about yourself? Oh. Can't hear you, Ricardo.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'll keep it short in the sense that, I mean, what you mentioned pretty much covers everything. I just want to say it, I'm really excited to have everybody here. We've been actually working on this program for, I think this is the 7th iteration of these courses. This has been very successful. And I really look forward to see everybody in the course.
Great. Thank you, Ricardo. And next, I will introduce Lawrence McDaniel. Lawrence is a freelance full-stack web developer and business analyst, as well as an entrepreneur and a mentor. His areas of expertise include financial modeling and forecasting systems, analytics, machine learning, big data, web mobile database technology, and AWS cloud infrastructure. Hi, Lawrence. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you for that. It's very kind of you. Hello, everyone. I'm glad you're all here. First, I want to share with you that personally, these two courses are my absolute favorite thing to do. And so I work exclusively with cloud infrastructure. That's been the case since 2010. And the last 2 years, that cloud infrastructure has been almost exclusively focused on generative AI, or not that's not true, machine learning and AI, with a growing emphasis on generative AI. And so these two courses are my favorite outlet to be able to engage with people with shared interest. And so I hope you sign up. I'm very much looking forward to meeting all of you. And there's one announcement with my AI course. We have a brand new platform that we'll be using the first time in this section, which is an instructional platform for large language models, which is going to give us the opportunity to introduce more material in the course than what we've done in the past. And so that new material will be the advanced features that increasingly appear inside of large language models, like function calling and resource augmented generation. They call it RAG for short, fine tunings and embeddings. And so this new platform is going to give us the opportunity to kind of peel the onion skin back and see how those things work inside of real world AI solutions. So very exciting.
Thank you, Lawrence. Last but not least, I would like to introduce Mariam Alabadi to the teaching team. So Mariam is a sessional lecturer at UBC's Department of Computer Science with a focus on applied machine learning and cyber physical systems. Mariam has over 10 years of international industrial experience as an R&D engineer in international companies and over 4 years of teaching experience in the post-secondary institutions. I'll let Mariam say a few words about herself.
Sure, thank you so much, Emily. Yeah, hi everyone. I'm a PhD in computer science and engineering during my all grad years and the 2 postdocs that I completed at UBC. My focus point was cybersecurity research, cloud computing research, and blend of these 2, cloud security and data center security. So I have designed multiple courses in cloud computing and cloud security for UBC and other schools in Vancouver. And I'm very happy to join UBC Extended Learning since last semester in cybersecurity micro-certificate program and also cloud transformation micro-certificate. I'm very happy to collaborate with you guys, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mariam. And thank you for taking the time today, all our panelists, to join us. We would like to learn more about you as well on the participants that are joining us today. Please go to slido.com and enter UBC Cloud and type in this first poll question. Can you share with us about a little bit about yourself? Specifically, what title do you currently hold in your company? So we have a few responses here and more participants typing. So a few analysts here, cloud analyst, tech analyst, business analytics, folks working as engineers, manager of electronics department, cloud infrastructure, info security analyst. Great. So this program does not require technical or coding background, but it's great to see that many folks that are joining us today come from IT background. We'll move on to the second poll question, which is, what industry are you currently working in? What industry are you currently working in? So we're starting to see responses come in different industries: education, biotech, academia, insurance, forestry, manufacturing, data analytics, research, government, tech, accounting. Great. Thank you for giving our speakers a an opportunity to learn about yourselves. We'll keep the poll open, so you're welcome to still enter these as we continue into our presentation. So we'll start by highlighting I'll give you an overview of the certificate program, and Ray, if you're able, I would invite you to speak on this slide.
Very happy to speak to this slide. So as Emily introduced me, I'm kind of that evil genius behind all of these courses and programs, and I was ideating with Extended Learning and with our executive director, who is also a senior technologist. And what we tried to put together here is our learning pathways. And I think that's the unique thing that what we're offering with credentialing at UBC Extended Learning, that other institutions may have something similar, but maybe not as, let's just say, flexible as we have. And what we've done here is we have on the left column, these are the sort of required courses for the cloud technology transformation, which is a UBC certified Senate approved credential. And what that means is it actually, you get the signature of the UBC president on the final certificate. And each micro certificate, you will get a digital badge. And I'll let Emily speak to that point. So the first in the left column, we have the micro certificate Cloud Transformation and Technology Infrastructure Strategy. And this micro certificate consists of 2 courses of 4 weeks each. The first one is focused on strategy, and the second one is focused also on strategy, but more on the technology infrastructure strategy. The first one's taught by Ricardo, and the second one's taught by Lawrence. And I think we're moving into Miriam's going to be joining, also teaching the cloud strategy courses as well. The second micro certificate we have is the Artificial Intelligence Cloud Solutions Strategy. This has, again, the fundamentals of AI, which is 4 weeks, and Ricardo teaches this. And the second one, again, similar to the first one, it's strategy, and then we get into the technology implementation, and Lawrence teaches the second one. And just to let you know, Ricardo is the lead course developer for both micro certificates, and then Lawrence also authored his courses that he's currently teaching. So I just wanted to do a shout out there. The interesting thing to complete the certificate is the second column. And this is where you as a learner can choose what would benefit yourself in your either personal learning or for your career upskilling or career changing. Cloud and AI, I'm just going to say, cloud might seem like it's been here for such a long time. I don't really need that. But to be honest with you, AI sits on cloud infrastructures. Unless you have on-premise or hybrid, cloud is still very, very relevant. And Lawrence can speak to that on the technical side, and Ricardo can speak to that on the strategical side. So don't just say, I'll just skip to the AI. Really think about the cloud. The cloud, I think, folks who are non-technical, who are going through digital transformation in their organization. We at Extended Learning just went through a huge digital transformation, and Emily can speak to that. The non-technical had to be included in many meetings in the sort of ideation, strategic decision-making, financial, etc., to land into the actual implementation of our new digital platform. So cloud, pathway number 1 is cloud security, which, as Miriam indicated, she taught this course in the summer. We have cloud security fundamentals, which is 4 weeks. And then we have a second course called Defending Against the Attacker's Mindset. That's kind of like, how do hackers hack into systems, and how do you defend yourself against that? So that's pathway number 1. Pathway number 2 is, again, you'll see the same course, but it's just a little variation if you want to do more technical sort of, you want to upskill and show on your resume or your LinkedIn profile that you're doing cloud security with an actual AWS certification course that is a self-paced course that we have available. Pathway 3 is our, this is a big topic actually that's come up. It's about ethics, it's about society, it's about the greater good. So we have micro-certificate in AI in society, ethics and impact. And for those of us who are decision makers or who contribute and consult for either your organization or even for your personal knowledge, AI is changing the world. I just can't emphasize that everything is changing. Even when we were building this course, developing it, and Ricardo and Lawrence can speak to this, things changed even as we were developing, even while they were teaching it, and even over the holiday break. I have just upskilled a million times of how AI has transformed my job personally. So, but there's ethics behind this, and things are going so fast. We as humans need to be in the loop. So I highly encourage that even if you take all the other courses, consider the Pathway 3, even if it's not part of the certificate, even if you get the certificate, consider that as something that you should take in the future or even now. It is something very, very crucial for society. And Pathway 4, we have a actual EC Council certification training in ethical hacking. And this is a recognized certification by EC Council. It's recognized around the world. And we have our instructor is teaches EC Council courses in different institutions, and he's wonderful. If you want to come out with a technical certification, and this course will help you prepare for that. And that's what pathway number 4. It's a bit longer, it's 16 weeks. And then pathway 5, we have our Amazon Web Services self-paced cloud foundations and cloud architecting courses. These courses, we are partners with AWS Education, and they prepare you with AWS content. They prepare you to take the certification courses in cloud foundations, and the second one prepares you for cloud architecting. And I'll hand it back to you, Emily.
Thank you so much, Ray. And as you see, we have 4 required courses on the left and then different pathways on the right-hand side. We will speak more in detail about the curriculum for the 4 required courses today. Not so much in detail about the pathways, but if you have questions about the pathways, we will do our best to answer them during this time. But for today's info session, we'll focus on the 4 required courses. Now, quickly about how we deliver the program. So with the exception of the self-paced AWS courses that Ray just mentioned, all the courses are instructor supported with a weekly 1.5 hour to 2 hours live sessions with an instructor. You'll see that every week you'll be completing videos, you'll be watching videos, completing quizzes and assignments, and contribute to a discussion board where you can connect with the students and your instructor. We do expect you to spend about 5 to 7 hours a week to complete all activities. And as Ray already mentioned, we offer technical and non-technical pathways to prepare you for your whatever your needs are. In terms of assessment, you will be completing weekly knowledge checks, which are self-graded, as well as discussion board posts and case study assignments based on real life scenarios. And our panelists today can speak more about that if you have questions. The passing grade for each course is 70%. These are some of the learning outcomes. I won't go in depth, but they're on our website that you can read more. In terms of who this program is for, I think Ray also spoke about that. They're for leaders or professionals, from business and operational managers to financial teams, IT specialists who need the tools and expertise to plan and implement cloud or digital transformation projects. A background in technology or coding is not required to enroll in our courses. Now I would like to invite Miriam to speak on the first required course, which is the Cloud Transformation and Strategy, which is one of the courses that make up the micro-certificate in Cloud Transformation and Technology Infrastructure Strategy.
Sure, thank you, Emily. So cloud transformation strategy. This course has been designed to guide you through the essential steps to align your organization's goal with cloud-based solutions. So basically, cloud transformation intends to help businesses remain competitive and resilient in the face of increasing market demands by taking a holistic approach to cloud migration, optimization, analytics, and cloud security. So the term cloud transformation refers to a complete change in the organization structure, culture, and methods of operation. It not only improves the business processes, it stimulates expansion and creativity by allowing companies to focus on their customers and develop novel solutions. So during 4 weeks, we are going to cover the most important and the fundamentals of cloud transformation using a cloud adoption framework, which will be introduced during these 4 weeks. So if you go to the next slide, Emily, I will provide more details for each week. Thank you so much. So during the first week, we are going to start with the fundamentals and map out the cloud transformation journey, including exploring the key concepts and the cloud transformation value chain. So we will focus on understanding of your business structure and identifying the transformation prereqs that you will need for success. And finally, we will guide you in creating an action plan by exploring motivations such as business outcomes, financial considerations, and the technical factors. So the first week will be all about building a strong foundation to launch your transformation strategy. Then moving to the second week, we will work on the identifying business perspectives. We will break down the essential components of successful cloud adoption, including business, people, governance, platform, security, and operations. And then we will focus on aligning teams and capabilities to achieve business outcomes that ensure all stakeholders are prepared to work together in an effective way. So by the end of the second week, you will understand the organizational perspectives that is critical for the cloud transformation. Then in the third week, we are going to build your cloud-ready state. So we will focus on turning ideas into action. All the material will guide you through the cloud adoption journey, discussing different approaches, strategies, and to choose what to modernize and what to migrate. And finally, we will learn how to build a business case targeting your outcomes and how to complete that case with additional insights. In the 4 week and final week, actually, we are going to formalize your cloud transformation strategy and explore how to enable this strategy across the organization. In addition, you will learn about the differences between the cloud first strategy and cloud smart strategy and how to implement each in an effective way. We will also tackle the implementation of the cloud governance framework, which is helpful to maintain control as your strategy evolves. And we will wrap up the lean planning strategies while we are addressing the financial and technical considerations. So by the end of this week, you will have a fully formed, actionable plan to drive cloud transformation in your organization. Basically, as an assessment, we are going to select one real world or fictitious kind of organization, preferably your own organization, that you're going to be a lead in how to do the cloud transformation and make that action plan based on whatever you're going to learn in this course. And week by week, you will build up on top of the plan that you are making. So at the end of the day, this course will be the blend of technical insights, strategy, and real-world application, and will help you to be equipped with enough knowledge, tools, and confidence to lead cloud transformation initiatives in your own organization. And I'm so excited to start this journey with you guys, and for looking forward to seeing you, some of you at least, in the time of classes.
Thank you, Miriam. And next, I'll invite Lawrence to speak on the second course, which is Cloud Technology Infrastructure Strategy.
Yeah, thank you. And just to make sure everyone's in the right place, this slide has in blue text, Course 2, Cloud Technology Infrastructure Strategy. And similar to, well, first thing I want to be clear about is that the pass rate is very high in this course. The material is aimed at what I'd call non-technical smart people, and meaning people very bright, but no one is stepping into this course with prior knowledge of writing code. You need not have ever seen a cloud computing platform. My assumption is that you have not, and that usually is the case. And so learners in the past have a need to wrap their heads around these concepts. And this is kind of their first big step, is this course. So if that feels like you, then you're definitely in the right place. This is also a 4-week course. I'm going to keep my monologue focused on the first, there's 2 slides for this. I'm going to keep this at a high level. The nature of cloud computing that's important, that I'd like you to be aware of, is that there has been just astonishing innovation in cloud computing since its inception, which was in around 2006. So as a concept, it's about 20 years old. But the pace of innovation has actually accelerated over time. And there's been a very clear trend with the 3 principal cloud providers. That's Microsoft Azure, Google Compute Cloud, and Amazon Web Services, to kind of move themselves up the value chain with regards to information services. So in the beginning, there were servers. You could get access to a server over the internet, and that became known as virtual servers. And as time has passed, increasingly you'll find yourself being presented with cloud infrastructure services that are kind of logically above that concept. So you don't, like, I personally don't see with my own eyeballs very many virtual servers anymore, because there's been a trend towards serverless computing. And then furthermore, the services that are of interest, like a database service or a machine learning service or an AI service, these have been built and deployed, and they're managed by these cloud providers. And so those services are running on their equipment, but it's a couple of levels down. And so it's increasingly become less and less visible over time. And so this course, what we want to do in this course is ground you in the fundamentals that kind of transcend all of these services. And so that, week 1, building a compute platform. So somewhere down there in the bottom, there are CPUs, and that'll never change. And what we'll talk about is what your options are. My goal is to make you a smart consumer so that you can make informed choices for whatever your professional objective is leaving this course. And so we start there, and similar to Miriam's course, these concepts are cumulative, and so we'll start with compute, and then from there we'll learn about how these computers talk to each other. How do they communicate with one another? How does the networking function? And what are the key concepts that you want to be aware of with subject matter that transcends all these services. For example, security. That's a deep field of study, and it's something that you want to educate yourself on to the extent that you can with the time and capabilities you have available. And so we'll look at those kinds of concepts and what are the important considerations so that for whatever it is that you're implementing, that you're satisfied that it works well, that it's smooth, that it's scalable, that it's secure, it's future-proofed, etc. Week 3, we'll take those two concepts and apply them to data storage, which on the surface might sound kind of dull, but there's a bewildering number of options for how to store binary ones and zeros, and that continues to kind of grow outward. And so a key concept in week 3 is really learning how to learn, kind of embracing the fact that this is in a constant state of change. Years ago, there were files like you have on your laptop, and then later on there were databases, and the databases became relational. And fast forward 20 years, and there's a whole lot of different ways to store different kinds of data. Data has become more available and cheaper to consume and hold. And so the concept of big data is not very extraordinary anymore. And that's become even more so because of companies like NVIDIA that make training algorithms cost effective. And so understanding these 3 pieces, the compute, how does the data move around back and forth, and how do you store it? Those are, I think, what I'd call the cornerstones. And then week 4 is about a capstone. And in that capstone, what we want to do is learn how to take those 3 pieces and put them together and create solutions. And again, this is not with an eye towards you doing that yourself, but you making informed choices, probably realistically hiring someone like me to do that for you. And so, it's to arm you with the performance metrics. How would you hold me accountable? How would you vet me for your project to determine if I had the requisite skills for what you're trying to do? If you start with the concept that you don't necessarily know what you don't know, and so you need to begin there. And so week 4 is really about how do you approach that? How do you kind of knock down the fact that in the beginning you don't even know what to ask? And so armed with these 3 cornerstones and kind of a principled approach to visualizing what a solution would look like in the changing face of ever-evolving cloud services, that's what you'll do in week 4.
Thank you, Lawrence. And we'll move on to the next course, which is AI Cloud Strategy and Fundamentals. Because of the time we have, I would ask Ricardo and Lawrence to limit your speaking on your courses to 5 minutes each. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Emily. I'll keep it short here and very high level. Now, to get a good idea of what AI and cloud strategy fundamentals is, we all know right now AI is the big trend. Everybody's trying to find their way into how to implement AI, or do you need to implement AI? So this is the perfect course, or the ideal course for you to actually enter if you are actually looking to explore those possibilities. Now, the type of students that we have had during the previous 6, 7, or 8 iterations, can't remember how many there are already. We have, just to give you an idea, we have from the software developer, the software architect, or the decision maker in a large organization that suddenly has been tasked with, we need to develop an AI strategy and implementation. And okay, where do we start on that? From there, we go to the small business owner, or even the individual that has his own practice. We have had, for example, psychologists, veterinarians, dentists. It's a very big range that really shows how everybody is trying to understand, okay, how do we actually go into artificial intelligence, the possibilities of improve our business or organization with artificial intelligence. So that's the perspective that we're bringing into this course. In as Emily mentioned in my background, I mean, I had the opportunity to actually co-found several technologies, all cloud-based. But all these ones have been basically platforms. And usually my position there in all these companies that I co-founded, usually I'll go from the vision to operations, but usually I position myself as the product manager. So basically I work really close with the software developers. I work really close with operations. I work really close with sales, etc. So that's you act as the person that is kind of like keeping everything together and in the proper direction and taking the right decision. So that's the approach that we're bringing to this course. So we start with the foundations of artificial intelligence, which basically for those that are going to be new, and there's always, as I mentioned, a lot of people are getting into even understanding the technology. So week one is about that. It's about understanding really, okay, what is artificial intelligence? What are the different types of artificial intelligence, etc. Week two, we jump into the how can you start actually creating your framework, your own strategy about the business implementation or for your organization. Then obviously we look at the responsible AI, which is the ethics and the governance. And week four, then we explore a little more the different technologies, cloud technologies that are basically supporting all this activity. Emily, if you can actually switch to the next, I'll just go quickly. Just by looking at the content of the course, it will give you an idea. Very important to mention, I don't expect people to have a technical background, as has been said already. I follow a no-code strategy here. That means you don't need to know how to code. We don't code in this course, but however, we use tools that will allow you to automate certain processes. So we really go from the theoretical to the strategic to the practical in this course. It's not just theory by any chance. I mean, on the theoretical side, yeah, we look at the what and the whys. I mean, to really go deeper into understanding artificial intelligence. So we and the different aspects that actually impact artificial intelligence, like the ethical elements. So you can really actually take in consideration these elements to generate your framework or your strategy. On the strategic side, we look at the how. We focus on the planning and execution, develop a strategic plan that you start actually every week, you start actually building a plan towards an organization that is going to be of your selection. And at the end of the course, you're going to come out with a framework that then you can actually apply in a real life situation. Now, on the practical side, and this is important because, again, it's not just theory and that. In every live session that we have, and it's one per week, we dedicate the last portion of the session to do practicum, to showcase different tools. And as you can see on the practicum session there, I mean, there's different components from mastering prompt engineering to install and operate local LLMs, models, and tools in your own computers or laptops. So you can run it without internet, for example, for security reasons. We use, as I mentioned, we use a lot of no-code strategies, and we actually look at different tools, not only ChatGPT, but different other tools that are at your reach right now, so you can start implementing at a fundamental entry level. And I'm just going to leave it there. And if you have any other questions, there's going to be some time at the end, I think.
Thank you. And I'll invite Lawrence. And just before Lawrence speak, we have a Q&A that's already open on slido.com. If you type in slido.com on your second device, and you can type in hashtag UBC Cloud, one word, and you can type your Q&A, your questions there, and then we'll answer those questions toward the end. Thank you. On to you, Lawrence.
Okay. So the AI course, by way of anecdote, this works the same way that the cloud infrastructure pair of courses works, where Ricardo is presenting theoretical material, and I'm presenting how that theory is implemented in practice. And it breaks down as follows. A 4-week course, pass rate is very high. The kinds of students exactly like what I described a few minutes ago. In the first week, the key thing that we're going to do as a group is implement an AI service that's provided by Microsoft Azure. So it gets you hand-on with Microsoft's cloud platform, the AI side of their cloud platform, which is called Cognitive Services. And we're going to do some image object recognition within images, like, for example, find the cat in the photo, kind of a thing. And then in the second week, we're going to break down how all that actually worked. And as a sidebar note, there are code samples or code packages for anything that we're going to look at in this AI course. There's open source code repositories, which will exist forever. When you finish this course, you can always refer back to those. They're designed for people who are learning about the underlying technologies that are at work. And so they're kind of aimed at a person like you. And so in the second week, we're going to break down an abstract how that service is delivered from Microsoft Azure to you, the consumer of an AI service. And that, fortunately, as it turns out, is something that's pretty static. Actually, it's very static. And so the way it works for one AI service or machine learning service is how it works for all of them. And so we kind of break that down into small parts and learn how that works. And in week 3, in light of the fact that AI and machine learning have innovated kind of explosively over the last 2 or 3 years, at any point in time when you have a need that you think a problem that can be solved with one of these two technologies, it's guaranteed that a lot will have evolved and innovated since the time that you took this course. So the discovery process is fundamental to AI and machine learning. And what I mean is, you have this need. How do you find out what's in the marketplace right this second that might solve your problem? So that's our third week. And the fourth week is a capstone where we'll use this new platform that I mentioned at the onset of our call called Smarter, that's going to give us the ability to leverage generative AI from all 3 of the major platform providers, Microsoft and Google and Amazon Web Services, and also tinker with the advanced feature sets of those, which is function calling, fine tuning, and embeddings. And that's it.
Thank you, Lawrence. I see questions started to come in the Q&A, so I'll just finish the last 2 slides really quickly about program schedule and fees. So we have our immediate next courses starting on January 14, 21st, and 28. All our courses functions, each course functions alone as a standalone, so you don't have to take course 1 before course 2, for example. They can really be taken in any order. But the numbering we have here, the sequence we have is what we recommend. For all the 4-week courses, the fee is $950 per course. For the pathway courses, the fees vary depending on the length of the course. For the AI and Society course and the Ethical Hacking course, we do have an early bird discount if you register before January 13th. So that's Monday next week. So if you're thinking about it, now is the time to register. The AI and Society starts on January 27th, Ethical Hacking February 11th, but the immediate cybersecurity fundamental starts on January 21st. Now we will move to Q&A. Quickly, can residents from outside of BC enroll in this course? Yes, definitely. You can enroll in these courses anywhere from the world.
Can I just correct one thing? It's not cybersecurity fundamentals, it's cloud security fundamentals.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm sorry. You're right.
Technically speaking, cybersecurity is cloud security, but I'm just letting you know in case, because the actual credential will say cloud security.
Cloud security. That's correct. Sorry, Anne-Ray, thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so just cursor, cannot see it. Okay, so Cursor's gone. Okay. All right. Sorry. So I'm sorry, I can't click. Can residents from outside of BC enroll in this course? Yes, definitely. Can I get AWS certificate after completing all courses if I choose path 4? So anybody who has completed any course within UBC Extended Learning in the technology side, for all the courses that we mentioned today, you'll receive a course completion digital badge, which you can display on your LinkedIn profile. For the AWS certificate, they have a separate certification process issued by AWS Academy. So you do get a discount exam voucher to be able to take the certification exam. So you can do that. Yeah, any steps to follow in the extended learning and start where? So yeah, you can start anywhere you like. I'm sorry, I have a problem with my cursor, but I will let folks jump in. So our classes 1 hour sessions, are they full-time? So courses are part-time and they're 1.5 hour to 2 hours. So a question for Lawrence and Ricardo. I'm looking to become a consultant who would help business implement AI strategies. What pathway would be best for me?
Well, my recommendation there will be to start with the fundamentals, the foundations, and then continue to the second course, the technical implementations of that. I don't know, Lawrence, if you have a different.
No, I agree with that, Ricardo. Thank you. But if you wanted, for the person who raised that question, if you wanted a hard answer, then based on what you described, pathway 3 would be, that's the micro certificate AI and society AI for a greater good. Is that? No, wait, no, I retract that. Pathway 2, with an emphasis on cybersecurity and the AWS Academy Cloud Foundations. I think that's probably the closest fit if you want to get into consulting.
Great. Can I start some of the courses now and continue some of them in 2026? Yes, absolutely. You can enroll the courses depending on the time that works for you. Early bird discount, do the costs include prerequisite micro certification? So as the course fees that I listed in the prior slide, they're all per course fee. There is no bundle fee. So we don't have a prerequisite or anything. You can start anywhere at the time they're offered. Courses are unfortunately not eligible for Stronger BC grant for this term. Pathway 3, I believe that's the AI and society pathway. So you get a micro certificate badge upon completion. I want to take AI cloud technology implementation and cloud technology infrastructure strategy. Can I get certification with those 2 courses? Yes, they do make up a micro certificate. So you will get, in addition to getting a course completion badge for each course you complete, those 2 courses combined, you can also get another digital badge for a micro certificate. Did you want to speak about that or add anything to that, Enray?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
So the question here is just taking the 2 technical courses that Lawrence teach. So the implementation course and the strategy course, infrastructure strategy course.
Well, to complete the certificate, and we do actually have 2 certificates. This one, the cloud, and we also have an AI certificate. So depending on which, if you want to complete the cloud, the you can take the AI and the cloud technology infrastructure strategy. You can combine those, yes. You can mix and match.
Yes, and they're designed that way that so you can mix and match different courses to make up a micro certificate. If I can't attend one of the sessions, will this prevent me from completing the course? Ricardo, Lawrence, if you'd like to speak to that.
No, all sessions, all live sessions are actually recorded, and they are available for you to actually use anytime after that. So we don't actually penalize not attending. I mean, we understand that people are working and life gets in the way, right?
However, I would like to add, though, the best part of the course are the live sessions. I'm just saying, because you get to actually ask Ricardo and Lawrence, and then Miriam as well, questions, ask and meet your colleagues or classmates in the class.
Correct, yeah. So there's a question about access to materials 2 months after completion. Is that the same for live session recording? So all the content materials are stored in Canvas, and you have access to everything, including the live session recording, up to 2 months after course completion. In terms of why we do that, the course, yeah, this is actually the same across board for all courses offered by Extended Learning, and partly because the materials do get updated frequently, especially in this area. So we don't want you to kind of keep having to, you can certainly download the PowerPoint or whatever material in PDF form that you like. And if you like to refer to that later, after 2 months. How do we ensure we pass the course? What happens if we don't achieve 70% passing rate? What is the key to successful?
I can answer that. So my team built these courses for busy adults and to ensure that everyone has a great chance of passing. So what we have in most of I think all of the courses, we have self-assessments, knowledge checks, which comprise of at least 15% of the mark, which you can take unlimited times to get them correct. We're not trying to trick you. We're trying to make sure you just meet the learning objectives and that you've met the competency. And then after that, there's I believe it's a knowledge check, and then there's the assignments. And Ricardo and Lawrence have assignments, and Miriam would have their own assignments. But and that's why I said the live sessions are really important. I think the overall, and I'll let you speak to that, cover sort of the overall what's expected from the assignment. And it's not necessarily that you have to do like a 1,000 or 1,000-page essay. It's more of, here's a template, you're filling it out, you're building it week by week, and by the end, you will have something that you can present to your organization or to keep for your personal use. So to get 70% is not difficult. I'll pass it on to Ricardo once.
Yeah, certainly. Sorry, go ahead, Lawrence. Go ahead.
Oh, you need to be engaged. That's the key thing. You need to be diligent. Approach the course with the level of discipline that's typical of course material that's offered by UBC across all disciplines, and have your heart in it. And if that's the case, then it is exceedingly likely that you'll get a passing grade.
Ricardo, did you want to add to that, or?
No, not really. I mean, yeah, it does require actually that you are part of. I mean, if you can be part of this session, is the better, because we actually go through the most important elements of that week in particular, and we actually discuss what is going to be part of the assignment of the week for preparation. And I personally don't, because I noticed there's a question about cameras. Yeah, the sessions are on Zoom. I personally don't force anybody to have their camera on. However, there's open mic, as we can say it, and open chat. But it's not just a lecture like just receiving. You are actually participating in the discussion. If you have something to say, to contribute, to ask, you just turn on your mic and just place the question, the comment, or post it on the chat, etc. So it's really you gain a lot from that being part of this session. But again, if life gets in the way, there's the recordings too.
I can see a question, and I have to actually jump off in exactly 2 minutes. The question about, can these courses be used to build up to a full university certificate? Yes. So these courses are actually micro courses. And then you, when you take the 2 courses in the micro certificate, you get a micro certificate. And then when you have the 3 micro certificates, and sometimes I think it's just 3, you get the full UBC Cloud Transformation Certificate. That's what I introduced at the beginning. So it is a full certificate if you complete and pass the 3 micro certificates.
Correct. That's why we have 2 required micro certificate plus a pathway, which is one. You could pick one of the 4 pathways that we listed. We have 2 minutes, and we'll go quick. There's just clarifying about the amount, the certificate amount. So it depends on the pathway you choose. Some pathways cost a bit more than others, so there is a range in terms of the cost for the whole certificate.
There's a question at
Yes.
the end about the cloud security fundamentals starting January 21st.
Correct. Yeah. So you can take the courses in any order as already mentioned, and you can also take 2 at a time if your schedule allows. We do each course you would spend about 5 to 7 weeks to be able to go through all the learning activities. So if you have time and you want to take 2 courses together, you're welcome to do so. You want to also make sure the live sessions don't run on the same evenings, which they are listed on the website when you register. Any last minute thought before we wrap up the session, Lawrence and Ricardo or Ray? Do you like to say anything before we close up the session?
I love these courses. The live sessions are, again, my absolute favorite thing to do. I very much look forward to those 90 minutes in each course. Students tend to be highly engaged in my courses, and I love that. It kind of keeps my feet on the ground about what kinds of problems people like yourselves are trying to solve, and what we need to focus on as a faculty team.
Yeah, and one of the main benefits of these courses is that you get to actually share the space with people coming from all industries and verticals. So suddenly you're going to start actually getting also some ideas or identifying problems that maybe you didn't think about before, just because of that interaction. And they have been very successful, and I really actually encourage you to participate.
Great. Thank you, Lawrence and Ricardo and all the panelists for your time today. And thank you to our participants for joining us today. As mentioned, we'll be sending the recording link to everybody post the session. And then we will also, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reply to that email. And then we're able to redirect your questions, especially more specific questions related to your needs. Thank you again for joining us.